that should be working correctly.
Yeah, we checked it on X, right? X Twitter.
X, LinkedIn, and Facebook.
I don't know about these glasses. I might go to a different color. I don't know.
Have you set the stream up yet?
I see it on the Facebook.
The book. Okay. Well,
Brent, do you see it on LinkedIn?
Sort of.
that's what you said the last time.
Yeah.
What
Now
is what?
now it just went to live.
Okay.
Great, thank
We've
you.
got Facebook. We've got
X is
LinkedIn.
live.
X is live. We are going to assume YouTube is live. Hello, everybody. We're about to stream the Gillmor Gang. I'm going to get Steve into view here for his close up.
Mr. DeMille.
I'm gonna angle you a tad. Okay. There we go. And lock you in. There we go. And mute is off for history purposes, historical purposes. And we're gonna okay, mute is off. And we're gonna go in 3, 2, 1, and
Hi, Steve Gillmor here. This is the Gillmor Gang. Welcome to from the state of intense, specific realization, Georgia, is Brent Leary. Welcome, Brent.
Could you repeat that again?
No, I don't even remember it.
I would say, well, first of all, hello, but I'm kind of a little preoccupied at the moment. Saw something online that I should say heard something online that kind of distressing.
uh-oh.
You,
Is it
you know
something we
who
should be talking about in the show?
you know who Martha Reeves is, right?
Yeah, and the
Of the Vandellas.
Yeah, but she's Sans Mandela's. Vandellas, not Mandelas. Uh, she's got to be what, in her 80s?
Yeah.
Around there. She's been singing since the 60s, right? Like,
at least.
Apparently last night they opened up some women's professional baseball league, and she was the person who sang the national anthem. And
Uh-oh.
I think Carl Lewis is even cringing at that one. Wow, that was it was
What?
unbelievably bad.
Oh no.
Oh my God, I feel so. She must not have family or friends around to say, look, maybe this is not the one for you to be singing in your 80s.
That's where I interviewed her when she played in Las Vegas.
You should have told her even back then to stay away from the national anthem.
Don't stay away from the national anthem in 2026. Look, no, I just, and she had a lot of people. She had an entourage, and we had a person we had to go through, and press and publicity people. It was she had those kinds of people tend to float away when they start feeling relevance and money drifting away too. So,
well, all I'll just say is if you do have the opportunity, I did post it on my Facebook, and all I can say is they're probably going to have to rename the author of this the national anthem of Francis Scott Key after hearing that.
Ooh.
that was good.
Okay. All right.
No, wait a minute.
Thanks.
Was that yours?
That was Charlie Steiner, actually from ESPN.
Okay.
He did that at once. Carl Lewis destroyed the national anthem. He said, and this is from Francis Scott Key, and then he laughed for the next 30 minutes straight. So it's
Okay, and just to wrap up this introduction moment, as it has already gone, welcome to from London, Frank Radis.
Hi, gangsters. It's great here in London. Still light out. Love it. It's been warm. The fires are apparently surrounding the city, but not in it because
what is Guy Fawkes back?
No, it's like Europe is on fire, man, and there are fires in England. They're north of London, and
wow.
it's and the crops are dry as can be. I was out in the Norfolk area this weekend with a friend of mine to see classic airplanes and classic cars at this classic gigantic house. It was really something. You could see the hay, which isn't usually completely bundled up, cut and bundled this early. It was cut and bundled. And I don't know. There you go. That's it. Fires, big deal. Parts of Spain and France are just in real trouble.
From the Duchy of Palo Alto, Keith Tier.
I just want to acknowledge that Brent and Frank did world record length lower third moments just then. I think that lower third's going to hang there for a
That's
lifetime.
right.
Brent,
That's right.
Brent broke the bank, but
I'm sorry. I am very much trying to get over what I heard. So
no, I appreciate the motive.
Hmm.
Just,
Tell her never to do that again, and we'll be good.
okay. Well,
Well,
I'm
you just
sure
did.
if she was listening to begin with, I doubt that she's listening now.
Brent, there will be those, and I'm not self-identifying here, who, along with the flag burners from the Vietnam War days, will think it's appropriate that the national anthem is sung so badly.
I don't get it.
Yeah, you know what? No, you're right. I think somebody will write that.
Oh, I agree with that. But let's see. To my right, the producer director and better half is Tina Chase Gillmor.
Well, better half. I'll take it. It's okay.
Why not?
Hi, everybody. Glad we're all gathered together again. I'm excited to hear about what we're going to talk about, whatever that is, and we'll know that soon. And yeah, there's no fires around here right now. Not that I know of, anyway.
Well, there's no sirens, at least. All right, so we're going to talk about a bunch of things. The private Gillmor Group Sunday group chat has been very active this week, and we'll try and surface as much of that as possible. I don't want to talk about this now. I just want to alert the research skill to the subject of the most recent post. I believe that was by Frank. Did you post something recently?
Yeah, I did.
And what was the subject matter?
Oh, now I have to remember the subject matter. You
Yeah,
must be out of your mind.
I've forgotten it already.
I'm just going to go take a
So we're
quick
actually
look.
using that as a way to put things that we might talk about on a show. Is that what we're doing now?
No,
I can tell you,
I'm just
Frank,
putting
it was
into the
Which one was it?
it was used EV prices and
That's
Nike
it.
sales in
Yeah.
China.
Thank you. Okay, so Keith,
Yeah.
all right, so that's definitely something we want to talk about, and I'd like to lead with it, which is going to cause a revision of the skill that brings the back channel to this conversation, at least eventually.
This is the skills that you and Keith are working on.
It's the skill that Keith has been developing based on my stumbling requests for prompt language.
Yeah, he meant yes.
I've been using
Brent.
Steve's fingers, Brent. Steve's fingers have been my tool.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound good when you say it like that, there, Keith.
Especially the tool part.
Oh yeah, that's the part.
Yeah.
Are you
Keep
still
your
having
fingers off his
Keith,
tool?
Oh my God.
Did you
Somebody had
figure
to
out,
say it.
Keith, did you figure out the issue with the camera focus?
I did. It was set to still mode instead of movie mode.
Excellent.
Get everyone's chins off the bottom of the screen. Can we do that? Can we do that?
I just have to sit up. I'm slouching in my chair.
Yes.
Yeah,
please
me
sit
too.
up.
I was slouching too.
There you go. Nice posture.
Brent always has the perfectly framed shot.
Of course.
That's because I never
Well-
moved from it. I just stay here. all the time.
So, So yes, we've been working on some skills, and it basically Steve is now very familiar with how you use OpenClaw as a abstraction agent sitting on top of OpenAI. And OpenClaw is your skill maker. You tell it what skills you want, and it goes and makes them with OpenAI. And then you tell it to run them. And you end up being able to say, do that thing we learned. Do it now.
I just want to let you know you're going in and out of focus.
Yeah, you're throbbing in and out of focus.
Oh my God, throbbing.
Throbbing again?
I said in and out of focus. That's what I said. So
It's called focus breathing. I don't know why that's happening. But look, we're gonna have to deal
now
with
you're
it.
good. Now you're good. It looks good.
And if I move, I know what it is. It isn't. I haven't got tracking on properly. It's set to the center track. I need to adjust the tracking.
Our tools are so smart.
Okay, so while you're doing that, Keith, the other another theme in the back channel is about this issue with FIFA or FIFA.
Yeah, FIFA.
Yeah, and
Counting
and UEFA,
UEFA.
Yeah,
Man, that was such a scammy moment that luckily it's for the sake of the sport, it's over. For the sake of the leadership of FIFA, I don't think that guy's got much longer in that job. I think he's going to be out of it. And the whole Kushner, oh my God, Jared Kushner's brother, give me a break. Just break my hand.
You think that might be a hint?
White House thing? You think that happened? You think that might have been a White House thing? Infantino gives him the Medal of Freedom or whatever it is, the Peace Medal. Then all of a sudden he's in the White House handing him a solid gold statue of the World Cup. The World Cup happens, is a huge success, and he then says, "Okay, let's make a business out of this." Are you recording this so that you can send it to
my phone controls my camera?
Oh, how neat!
Is that good or bad?
It's good now. I think I fixed it.
Yeah, it looks good. Looks real good.
Yeah, it looks good. Looks good. Anyway, that's it. I'm done with my rant.
Okay, but I'm not done. As you pointed out in the back channel, Frank, it was a little skeezy.
No, dodgy, I think I said.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's
maybe skeevy. I might have said skeevy.
I like skeevy.
In the 60s, there used to be this thing that says swinging, dodgy. I still don't really know what it meant, but everyone used to say it.
I don't know, but dodgy. It was dodgy. I'm telling you.
So the basic,
stinks.
The basic
It stinks, and it's not the litter box.
Okay, so evidently we're not going to talk about this. We're just going to.
No, it's super important. It's super important. So, I mean, basically, it's another Trump story, disguised as a FIFA story and a UEFA story. This is Infantilo, or as I like to call him, Infantino, doing a deal as the head of FIFA. Imagine the head of the NFL goes off and does a deal without the teams knowing.
That'll never happen.
That's kind of what
never
happened.
happen.
So that's
kind of every 10 minutes.
So that's kind of what happened. And
you're out of focus. Thank you.
And leaning in. And basically, he went and did a deal with Kushner's brother, who runs Thrive, which is a huge PE fund, private equity fund, to basically fund the tune of roughly 20 billion, the next World Cup in return for ownership in the revenues. So privatizing. FIFA is a not-for-profit, privatizing the World Cup, not FIFA itself, just the World Cup. So that would be not that different to the way the NFL is structured. So honestly, at one level, it isn't very controversial, but in world soccer, it's hugely controversial because private ownership of in FIFA is not a thing that's ever existed. Now you go to the Premier League in England, it's all privately owned, but the league isn't. But the Premier League, they sell the rights to TV stations every year. That money goes to the league, and it stays in the league. And the clubs are privately owned. So, but this was a bit different. This was the competition becoming privately owned, so the revenue doesn't go to the teams, although they dangled a
What
carrot.
do you mean the competition was privately owned? I don't understand that
The
statement.
the World Cup, which is a competition, FIFA
Oh,
does lots of things, but the World Cup is a competition. It was to become privately owned, and UEFA, which is the European Federation, said, "Well, we're not going to play in it if that happens." And then the South American Federation said the same. Then the Asian Federation said the same. And as of yesterday, Infantino said, "Okay, obviously it's a bad idea. We're going to cancel it."
So here's what I think, that you have this, on the one hand, this giant soccer story, a football story, and how outrageous the idea is, and then on the other hand, you have this less talked about Trump connection that should be investigated. And that should be what the big story is. Sorry, that's my opinion. I think the story of what happened with the football is incidental to the grievous harm that this whole family is doing to the world.
so I was
Anyway,
going to ask Keith or anybody about that. So do you think that because they sort of undid this deal, right? I mean, this is kind of rolled back now because nobody wants to play along.
Yeah.
Do they not want to play along because it's privatizing the World Cup, or do they don't want to play along because of who's involved?
No, it's the first. They could, I mean, look, Thrive Capital is a completely credible investor. A lot of its money comes from Saudi Arabia. It's no different to any other PE fund. It just so happens that Kushner, who runs it, is brother to the other Kushner, and Trump's obviously got an open line there. But nobody really questions that Thrive Capital is a credible, legitimate fund. So
Yeah.
it's not really to do with who it is. In fact, by the way, they're one of the better performing funds because they get into things, I guess.
well,
But
yeah, but they're friends with Jamie Dimon too. That's a pretty big
yeah, they're
thing.
all in. I mean, it's the
They're
same.
all in the same, yeah.
It's Tiger Global. It's Insight Partners. They're all very
Yeah.
similar. So I don't think it's really to do with who's involved. I think it's the very concept. A few years ago, they tried to do it in Europe to start a new competition. Barcelona and Real Madrid and Manchester United and a bunch of other teams started
The Super League.
the Super League, and there was a similar backlash. And that's because soccer's completely traditional. But by the way, it is economically hugely undervalued. So FIFA and UEFA and the Premier League are all giving away the sport to TV stations for way less money than it's worth.
Hmm.
I can see the meeting between Infantino right now with Donald Trump making that exact point.
Yeah, and it's true.
you
It's
know,
true. I did a spreadsheet on the Premier League. It should be worth 50 billion a year, and they sell the rights for 7 billion for 3 years.
Hmm.
And so all the profits come from advertising and go to the TV stations, not back into the game. So they're really stupid. And if I was a PE fund, I'd want to buy the rights as well, so that 50 billion came in. And it would be good for the sport if it did. But there's an anemic reaction in soccer to private ownership of leagues or competitions.
Mhm.
well, the Super League didn't work.
Obviously, in America, it's normal. All leagues are privately owned.
I think all teams are privately owned.
Well, that's also true in Europe. The teams are
Yeah.
privately owned, but the
Not
leagues are
all.
not.
Braves are owned by a PE firm.
Well, when it
Was
comes
that?
up at at the Attorney General's hearing, then we'll see that there might be other reasons why this is happening or is canceled now.
Or it depends on who the attorney general is.
It does,
No,
whether he's
Uh,
acting or
no,
not.
Yeah,
They're all acting,
Yeah.
acting.
there
a
you
fool.
go.
Okay, so
Like acting.
the next subject
Yes.
is
The Rams are in training camp, by the way. Just thought I'd throw that.
is that a good thing?
Well, this soccer talk, I needed to balance it out.
Do you get any insight into the training camp? Do they record anything? What do they do?
Oh yeah, all
Yeah.
sorts of eyes on what's going on.
They got a live cam
They
on the
do
field.
streaming. Yeah, I don't know if they stream live practices. I think they keep those kind of.
I heard something on
Secret.
Morning
Yeah.
Joe the other day that suggested that the Rams were the most important team in all of football. Is that true?
Mhm.
That's been true since 1936 or 37.
According to Brent.
Yeah.
Well,
Except
thanks
for
for
when
that.
it was the Washington
analysis.
Redskins.
Is this something that is now more true than 5 years ago, for
We're
example?
America's team now. That's all. You know, got us going over to Australia. Actually, that would make us the world's team, I guess, since we were playing internationally in Australia for the first time.
And when do you actually see a game that counts in the standings?
Oh, it'll start at I think the first week of September. We're only about a month away, a little over a month.
Is that exhibition games at that point, or is it the real thing?
No, that's the real thing.
Yeah, September.
Yeah.
That's the
So you're almost out of the nightmare known as soccer.
Oh, I never was in it, but you know, I just humored you guys. It was interesting.
I'm sad that it's going to take another 4 years for me to watch
Yeah.
those games.
Well, you
again.
got MLS and stuff, right? I mean, you got soccer.
You see,
MLS.
Messi scored 3 goals for Miami on his first game back.
Really?
Mm.
Yeah.
That tells you how just where. Geez, this is going to sound really condescending, but it is what it is.
Go for it.
I mean, I think everybody really enjoyed the World Cup, but I don't think it's really going to do anything for actual year-to-year Major League Soccer. I think people love it's the culture and the excitement that the World Cup brought that is completely missing on the scale that the World Cup operates on. MLS is, it's not the premier sport in his country. Like I think isn't whatever that league you guys have over in the UK, is it called the Premier League or something like
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
like the biggest league, sports league in the country, isn't it?
In the world, I think.
No, that's not just in the country. Like that's their passion. That's what they like.
No, but it's interesting, Brent, that what the NFL's trying to do, which is to globalize,
Yeah, that's true. They are
the
trying.
Premier League has accomplished. Every single country in the world, like when I go to South Africa,
Hmm?
every Premier League game is available. When I go to China, every Premier League game is available, and people watch it. So the
Yeah.
viewing audience, this is why it should be worth more money. The viewing audience for the Premier League on an average weekend is about 2 to 3 billion people.
Right. But in those countries where the viewing is off the chain, that's their number one sport viewing, right? It's not even in the top four
The
here.
MLS is not even in the top 10 of global soccer leagues.
Yeah. And so what I'm saying is in this country, it's football, then college football, then maybe basketball, and then maybe baseball. I don't know
Yeah.
if there's some other stuff.
So-
Then
and
you
then
keep
there's
going
soccer.
down more and more rungs until you get to anything that have to do with women's sports.
The MLS is
Oh, that's
now beating baseball on attendance. And MLS attendance beats baseball now, but TV rights don't.
Yeah, I don't even know when they're on TV. I
It's
mean,
on Apple. It's on Apple
I'm gonna
TV.
say, Brent, I'm gonna.
They're not on TV.
suggest
You have to pay for
something.
them.
If I could
No,
see-
it's free now. Apple TV made it free. It was a subscription, but now it's free.
You can watch it on Univision.
Tino, you were trying to get in there, say something there.
Can I watch a decent soccer game on whatever
Like
things
free
I'm
TV?
Yeah,
Huh?
Peacock has every English Premier League game.
Yeah, but
Really?
Yeah.
don't you have to subscribe to that though? Like, is there
No,
like a
no.
free? Oh, that you don't? Oh, okay.
Oh,
If you already have Peacock,
Ah,
and plus
do we have to go?
Super.
one of the NBC channels
NBC Sports?
has no USA.
Oh yeah,
USA
okay, yeah.
USA on a Saturday and a Sunday and sometimes Friday night and sometimes Monday night UK time has games. But Peacock has you can watch every single game if you set up your YouTube TV to record the English Premier League. Literally, you'll get every game.
Really?
Well,
Okay, well then I'm in.
so you're in
Because that's
because this is so wildly publicized that nobody knows about it except Keith.
it doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. I'm just saying, like, I did get turned on to soccer. I did learn a bit. I didn't learn I haven't learned all I'm still learning the rules. Like, offside still like I'm still trying to get it. But I'm still interested in watching when it's not the World Cup.
Football season? No, I'm just kidding. uh, because right, I mean, the thing is, college football is even way bigger than. I mean, there's NFL, then there's college football, and then there's actually a significant drop in terms of popularity. Then you get the NBA, and then you get Major League Baseball. I guess
NBA is
hockey is
stronger
somewhere.
than.
I think the NBA currently is stronger than Major League Baseball. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Well, that's because the younger group, a younger set of Generation Z and all that, they are way more into basketball than they are baseball.
Yeah. Yeah.
Baseball's trying to make some changes, I hear.
The MLS is making one very big change. So they're in the middle of their season now, and their season, the rest of the world, it is not soccer season. So they kind of are not coordinated across the world. So they've changed it so that next year in July, August, when the Premier League and the Spanish League and everything kicks off, the MLS is going to synchronize and its season is going to be the same, which means it's going to compete with NFL.
Hmm.
Yeah, they might want to rethink that here, but yeah. Maybe there's room for, enough. I know there is a lot of rabid MLS fans, but in this country, NFL is king.
Well, enjoy the football while you can, because it's at some point people have to address the health aspects. I mean, I know people talk about it, whatever, but it's I think it's I think it's gonna die out slowly from the younger people, right? As you hear, more and more parents won't allow their kids to play. They are worried about injuries. They're worried about traumatic head injuries. You've got more and more players who are saying, who are in terrible shape. Like they're getting all kinds of diseases or syndromes that relate to the head, and I think that from the ground up, from the high school up, or maybe even earlier, that's going to start to wane a little bit, and might take forever, but
I'm going to disagree because there has been a lot of talk around this for years,
yeah.
and I think there is more awareness, but these kids just want to play. And unfortunately, the other thing that's will probably drive even more people and more money is all the gambling that we're able to do now. DraftKings and the Kalshis and the all these things. There is so much more money flowing into this, and the fantasy football. I don't see it going away at all. I just see
agree.
it getting
I
more
mean,
and more.
Hey,
people
Brent,
are
what
gonna
would you think?
always find something to gamble over. I mean, any sort of real time something. People will gamble over,
But it's
what's
the
the
way
president's
that
tie color going to be when he pops out of the plane? I mean, it's anything.
that's that. But then there's this fantasy football. These people love this. They like to feel like they're a part of the game because now they can pick their teams from the actual rosters. Then you can follow and track, and it's just
I
getting people are
people
getting more and more sucked into this stuff.
Yeah,
My
I don't
kid,
know
my
about
kids,
where
my
you
kids
live.
are doing that. My kids are making, they're called parlays.
Wow, wow, yes.
So they're doing parlays. They've got, and three things have to go right for them to make money. And, they can cash out at any point.
So
So
if they win, Keith, do you get the money or do they keep it?
trust me, they don't win. It's,
And that's good, in other words.
I mean,
Oh,
even when
God.
they win, they don't win.
They win just
Because
enough to keep going, right? And
Well,
yeah.
they don't lose if they're playing with your money.
exactly
So in other,
right.
you're calling Keith the loser. That's
I certainly don't
No,
know.
it's the Bank of Keith.
Exactly. Hey, Brent, and Tina, radical proposal. I think they should get rid of the helmets in NFL. I think it would be way safer because then the players, when you're wearing a helmet, you think you're protected and you use your head the whole time. I think like rugby, there's never any head injuries.
Oh, that's not true. I was just
Hardly
thinking
ever.
about this.
Hardly ever.
There's a lot of hugely publicized recent famous guys that are now like depleted and need to be carried around. It's like a couple or three of them, big names that I'm not a rugby fan, so I don't know.
I think the helmets are a weapon. I don't think
well,
they
they are.
protect.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Well, what about in soccer? I mean, don't these headers hurt people too?
No,
Not at
only
all.
if you do it wrong. Only if you don't know how to do it. If it hits your head, yeah, you'll get a concussion over time. But heading a ball's a skill. If you know how to do it, you do it with the front of your skull. It doesn't, it probably shakes your brain up a bit. But actually, if your head and neck are in
Yeah.
control, the ball doesn't hit you. You hit the ball, and it's actually quite safe.
Hmm.
Yeah, but that shaking of the brain, that's a little concerning, you know?
I
Mm.
don't know. Reacher
Yeah,
can
well,
do it.
all right. So we'll table that until we see the results of Keith's banning helmets strategy. Um, all right, so let's get to the interesting data from the world of politics. What is anybody think that Blanche or whatever his name is going to be confirmed? Raise your
No.
hand if you think so.
I don't think so.
So 0 for 5.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is the Attorney General guy, right?
Yes, that's him.
He'll still be the acting attorney general, won't he?
Well, do
Or
we
can he
believe
be up?
do we believe anything that Trump says about anything?
No, of
There's
course not.
there's a time
Okay,
limit
so-
on acting.
Yeah, 270 days, something like that.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a long time.
Okay. So what does anybody think, if anything, about the two senators from Republican land and how they're
Blocking
forcing
it.
this as an issue?
Can you-
What's
I
it?
think
Kernan,
they,
who's
Tillis
the guy? Kernan,
and
yeah,
right.
John Cornyn, I guess.
they got nothing to lose. That's what
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, but that's
what
not
I
what I'm
think.
asking. I'm asking, are they going to have any impact? Or are they going to cave 10 seconds after, Mandami is elected nothing?
I don't think they'll cave. I'm not sure how they need 4 votes on the Senate to move anything in the direction of to the blue side. I don't know that they'll get 4.
Well, they're not even coming out of the committee because it's still
That's
a
what
committee.
he's saying. He's saying,
Yeah,
They're not coming out. It's not coming out of that, I don't think. The thing is, Blanche is just stuck because Trump wants the slush fund and the pardon from current and future tax stuff.
Who doesn't? I'll take that.
So he's not willing to give that up just to get Blanche, let Blanche get in. He prefers that is, if anything, that's what he's gonna fight for because it has specific implications for him. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the bottom line.
He
Does
was on.
anybody does anybody see a relationship between the Senate kerfuffle over Blanche and the battle or the race between OpenAI and Anthropic?
Well,
I don't see that.
Wow. No, I'm sorry.
I don't see that.
There's
The only
there's
way,
a flock-
the only way
flock
I
of
get to
geese.
get this
it's the way they're
into the
smart.
skill.
That was a
I
stretch.
want
No,
this. I want
that was
this in
Steve
the-
doing the weave.
I
He
think
was
there's
weaving.
also a-
research. Uh, I'll keep talking as long as I need to in order to get this on
On
On the record?
agenda.
On the record.
It reminds me, Steve, of how Yellow Submarine emerged out of the Beatles as well.
How explain? Possibly could.
I'm winding you up.
Not effectively. No, it's an interesting theory. What is it?
You want the correlation.
I think he just made it up. Just
non-emotion and
No, what I really want to do is to get to OpenAI versus Anthropic, where
okay, let's go there.
Anthropic is perceived by some. I can see at least one
The breach.
on the screen here.
What about the breaches?
No, I don't want to talk about the breaches. I want to talk about the relationship between Anthropic and OpenAI.
Yeah.
It's a horse race,
Mm.
very similar to the midterms, just to explain what my is all about.
I'm so glad this is on video and we record this stuff.
yeah.
So look,
Look,
the,
you're the guy that actually calls me every week and says, "Are you doing it again?" So something about this is interesting to maybe
I'm interested, Steve. You don't need to substantiate that. Let's
Yeah.
okay, I'm still talking because I haven't heard an answer.
okay.
What was the question again? I mean,
The question is, there's a horse race. There are two horse races. Right now, there's a big deal being made in the media, particularly what was used to be called the tech media, about who is going to control AI.
and then you
Yes.
think it's between just those two? That's what you're saying?
I don't, but I think that it's
'Cause I don't think it's just the two.
okay. Well, who do you think it's between?
Well, you saw who kind of put that letter out. It was Satya Nadella about the open, what do they call it? Open something languages, and how
open source
Or-
models.
no, it was not open
Open
source.
weights.
Open weights, that's it. The open weights model. You see who put the letter out and had all the signatories on there. Microsoft. Now, when you think about it, as for important, and I don't know if this is true or not, or I kind of think it might be going on. Everybody looks at OpenAI and Anthropic as the last word in AI, who's going to own it. I think you got to go a layer down because it's Microsoft and yeah, it's mostly Microsoft. AWS has hyperscaler stuff, but it's mostly Microsoft. Microsoft has everything, and they have enough money to buy anything they want, or they can get in early enough and get some ownership percentage of everything. I think the real driver is a company like Microsoft, and they've already got like OpenAI, kind of a hand puppet kind of thing going on with that. I think it's more about the hyperscalers versus just the AI folks, because let's face it, all the AI stuff runs on the hyperscalers. I think they got more say in this than a lot of people think. And right now, Anthropic they've kind of taken the lead when it comes to AI, at least from the enterprise perspective, because they've rolled out a series of great things with Claude. I think that put OpenAI kind of on their heels a little bit.
Yes,
But-
that was a very good article in the back channel from
Yeah.
Wall Street Journal,
Yeah.
which basically described concern on the part of, I'm not sure who, that Anthropic is now ostensibly close to, if not in the lead, in terms of the horse race.
Yeah. But then look at OpenAI was one of the signatories amongst a whole bunch of other companies. And Anthropic wasn't. They had to put out a statement about why they weren't a signatory. I think a company like Microsoft actually may have more of a opportunity to drive things than even the individual, frontier model makers that everybody sees front and center. That's why when you asked the question, I was like, I don't know if it's either of them. I think it might be another company, and I think right now it could be Microsoft.
I think you've got to conceptualize it as a layer cake. And a different, let's say the cake has 3 or 4 layers, and at different layers, different things are going on. And the bottom layer, you've got electricity and data centers, the infrastructure, and that is moving like an iceberg, because it takes a really long time and a lot of money to change that layer. And most of the money is piling into that layer, to be honest.
Yeah.
Sometimes it comes through Anthropic and OpenAI, who then sign contracts with, say, Oracle, who then sign contracts with electricity suppliers. But that layer is really slow moving. And at that layer, everyone who pays attention knows that China's way ahead because of the amount of electricity they have. And even if they haven't got as many data centers or NVIDIA chips, they can scale faster than the US can. So that creates kind of a scary, most of the scary stuff emanates from that reality. Then you get
How do you mean most of the scary stuff from that reality? What do you mean?
Well, all these predictions that beware of China taking over comes from the fact that at the infrastructure layer, China is in a very good position.
So what you're saying is don't worry about that because they already have won.
There's no way that the US can catch up to China in electricity and data centers. Exactly. Even Elon Musk, who can work magic on data centers, can't do as many as they can do. So that is real. But it almost doesn't matter, because the next level up is efficiency. How much electricity does it take to get a good result? Now that's where OpenAI and Anthropic's models, even though they're expensive, are way better. They're ahead by far, probably a year at least, and they'll always be ahead because they keep going further and further down the same path. So the Chinese models, the next level up, are trained on the American models using distillation or inference or both. And they're good, and some would say good enough, but they're not as good as the OpenAI or the Anthropic models, or even Gemini for that matter, which probably should be included there. So that's that layer. Then the layer above that, which is the layer that Brent talks about, is the serving layer. The user, if you like, the user interface and the hosting. It's kind of the cloud and the users. You could argue it's two layers, but Microsoft is buying off-the-shelf stuff, putting it together into data centers, packaging it up and selling it on Azure. And you can use OpenAI, or you can use Anthropic, or you can use a Chinese model like DeepSeek. So Microsoft really is a commodity utility at that layer. The next layer up is the user interface, which is where I think Codex and Claude really are miles ahead. I mean, there aren't very many people not using one of those two. And if you're a consumer, it's almost all OpenAI, ChatGPT. And if your business, it's a lot more Claude, but using APIs rather than the app.
Yeah, because there's a lot more money in the enterprise in coding and vibe coding than there is in making Sora pictures that nobody likes.
Right. So then the debate becomes, of those two, which is why your question is the right question, I think. Of those two.
Oh, it's graduated from to
Hubba, blah, blah, blah.
The
Oh,
right
Yeah,
question.
the yabba dabba do was to do with the connection to what's going on in DC,
Well,
which I,
yeah.
but
Which you successfully avoided so far.
yeah, yeah, we'll get to it. But there, I think it's kind of interesting. I don't know about you. Probably like me, you dabble in everything. I use both. Honestly, I can't choose between them. I almost don't care which one I'm using now. They're both so good. And I flip around between them. And now we have this concept of agents and skills. On my Mac, I've got my agents and skills in one place, and I point both of them to the same agents and skills. And so it almost doesn't matter which one I use. It's the same skills. I can have OpenAI running skills that Claude built or vice versa, because I've separated them out. And it's technical, but using symlinks, that is to say, directories that all point to the same place. So it works. My guess is they'll both win. I don't think there'll be only one winner.
So let me ask you a
So do you
A
mean winning
question.
about like controlling the whole space and that everyone gravitates to one product? Is that what you're
I thought that was what you're leaning towards, like an individual winner.
well, I look at what Trump's doing, and I figure there must be something in it that he would like to control. And I'm asking, what is that?
Yeah, that's
Whatever's going
kind
to
of
make them the
interesting
most
because
money.
none of the pro-Trump techies agree with government oversight.
Right.
You know, like if you listen to all of the pro-Trump techies, they're against government oversight. And every now and then, Trump has people talking to his ear saying, no, you should control this, especially Dario Amodei from Anthropic. And he kind of leans that way, but within a couple of days gets pulled back by the Valley techies who don't want government oversight.
Exactly. But
I have a quick.
I was just gonna say
Sorry, go
one
ahead.
thing. The thing about his open letter and explaining their stance. Come on, he's also got a vested interest.
Yes.
It's in keeping regulation on the kind of on the open stuff. He would love to be able to keep regulation over there and allow him to do his thing over there. Uh,
Yeah.
be, but I think
He's
OpenAI was
completely,
smart
he's
about setting
totally
up.
duplicitous. I mean,
Yeah,
this was the sentence. So look, there's been three open letters. There was the original open letter that was for open source. Then there was this letter about slowing down the cadence of AI and the government becoming a rulemaker, signed by 1,100 employees of various models.
that's right. Yeah, that was the other one.
And by the way, that's 1,100 out of at least 100,000. So it's and almost saying, please, we're doing stop us. Stop us. We're going to work and doing all this bad stuff. You got to stop us. Slow us down.
It's like they stop me before I kill again.
And Amadai responded to the first open letter with his own essay. And in this essay, it said, and he didn't sign the open source thing. He was the only one that didn't. But in his letter, he said, I'm not against open source as long as it's safe. And then you say to him, well, Dario, is it safe? Oh, no, none of it's safe.
So, Keith, I want to go back to what you were saying a little bit ago. It sounded like you've created a coding to create an AI that allows you to have discoverability without actually knowing specifically what you're discovering. So here, I'm going to do this, and it'll go out and it'll go to all the different places and figure out what it needs to put into what the answer is to your query, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty huge. I mean, you could probably sell that.
Well, so actually, I did something that's just brain dead obvious and simple. In the past, if you remember, we used to use Feedly, and Feedly had feeds. And I had 270 feeds in Feedly.
And you were doing your newsletter automated through Feedly too, right?
I was, yeah. Well, then, you know, there's this format called OPML, which is exporting all your feeds to a single file. I did that, and I gave that OPML file to Claude and said, please look at every one of these feeds every day.
Oh.
So Claude does that now. And then once it did that, I said, here's the history of my newsletter. Cherry pick the articles from this 270 feeds that you think I would pick based on what I've always picked. And now it does that. So I end up with this file that grows daily. It's called draft.md. That's populated by Claude or OpenAI. Either one can do it. And when I get to a Friday, there's usually 60 to 70 articles been selected from the whole week, which are exactly, I look at it, I think, wow, that's exactly what I would have picked. And then I say to it, okay, read all the articles and tell me the themes this week. And usually there's 4 or 5 themes. And I say, well, I hate those 4, but this one, I like this theme, but I don't agree with your take on it. Like yesterday, it said the theme is there's too much AI slop. So I said, well, actually, I want totally different. I want to say people are scared of using AI and are being criticized when they do as if they're second-class citizens. I want to be in favor of using AI in writing. So it did a head spin and said, oh, that's a different take. Let me think about that. So I said, well, using all the articles, go and write my editorial that is in favor of AI being used in writing, that you should use it as much as you want and shouldn't be punished for doing so in public. And it couldn't do it. It couldn't do it because its training was so ingrained in being anti-AI. So I really forced it. It took 3 or 4 turns. I gave it some quotes. And in the end, it did a really bad job and I had to go and rewrite it. But it did contribute to it. The skeleton of the editorial, it kind of gave me, but not the arguments.
I'll tell you from a consumer's perspective, I decided I would go through my list of AIs that I'm paying for every month and all of the additional add-ons. And I looked at many of them and went, what the hell am I paying for that for? I mean, I literally probably lopped off 125 pounds of stuff that I've got that I'm not using all the time. And the ones that I'm keeping, I'm not even using all the time either, but I'm not going to get rid of them because they've learned things about me that I don't want you guys to know. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, so look, yesterday, I don't know if any of you have a Mac Mini, but you can now upgrade a Mac Mini's hard drive to 4 terabytes. And there's all these instructions how you take it apart and take out a hard drive and replace it with a new one and what you do. So I did that yesterday. And obviously, when you do that, all of your agents and everything, all your memories
goes in the other hard drive. Yeah.
So I said, before I did it, I said to the AI, I'm going to kill you, but I need you to come back to life afterwards. So I need you to back up everything required to recreate you after I've finished. Back it up to this place and write a script to restore it so that when I get the new hard drive and there's nothing on it, I can go to you and say, restore everything from yesterday. And it took about 2 hours to move files and do everything, but it did it. Last night at 10 o'clock at night, I completed the hardware upgrade to the 4 terabytes, had a blank Mac Mini with nothing on it other than Apple OS. Went to that script, and literally 2 hours later, it had restored life to to Claude, to OpenAI, to everything, exactly as it was the day before.
Wow.
That's awesome.
That's insane. I actually thought you were going to say, and then in the middle of the night, this character walked into my bedroom. It was a figment of my imagination as laid out by the AI on my computer.
It's a hard problem, by the way. Imagine if you're upgrading machines and you've invested 2 or 3 years in building AIs on the machine you're about to get rid of. There's no solution for that.
Have you documented what you did?
Well,
Did you?
it's very specific to everyone's setup, so you can't, in a way. It's basically saying recreate the brain of a robot after you've transplanted it into a new robot. It's kind of like doing that.
Sounds like it is like doing that.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay,
I guess
so back to the first subject, which was what was it?
Electronic vehicles.
Yeah, thank you. Uh,
Mm.
there seems to be, according to this article, a surprising discontinuity between what is normally expected from used car sales and what's going on with used electronic vehicle sales.
Well, the EV sales for used cars has gone way up.
Yes, correct.
Um,
And that was not expected.
Yeah.
Right. So they're not depreciating like non-EV cars anymore.
We've seen some of the indications of this. We have two at the moment, two hybrid vehicles,
Mhm.
a Lexus and a
Prius.
Prius, and
Whoa.
it is observable fact, at least as far as we're concerned, that for the most part, uh, repairs, maintenance, and those kinds of issues are dramatically less in the electric or the hybrid market because of relative lack of moving parts in the electric side of the hybrid model.
you
Uh,
know, the war is not helping. It is helping the
it is
used.
helping, yes.
It's helping it a lot, and
About 3 to 7%, according to this article, of savings in terms of avoiding in a low electric rate environment, avoiding some of the $4 per gallon gas prices.
yeah, and given that the government had already lopped off some of the tax credits that people who would buy EVs used to
Yeah,
get.
well,
They don't get
the
anymore. So,
government, Trump has been trying to, basically, he's Mr. What do they call?
oil, drill, baby, drill.
Yeah, or coal, Mr. Coal.
Oh, and Mr. Cole, yeah.
Yeah.
Get that.
So,
You know how to clean coal, don't you? You pull that black stuff out and you wash it down, and then you got clean coal.
Yeah.
so does anybody think that this is indicative of something that the people who are listening right now? I mean, I'm certainly uh, uh, totally committed to eventually moving to electric.
Totally committed to eventually moving to it.
Yeah.
Isn't that like Trump's deal?
Which
Well, they
which
sooner
deal is
rather
that?
than later.
Never mind.
I understand you making a joke about Trump, but I don't understand the joke.
It's okay.
Well, then
Move on.
the war is over. Oh no, it's not.
No,
We're gonna bomb the crap out of them.
I'm saying what I think.
No, we're not. I'm
he's,
just kidding.
he's
Into
saying there's a contradiction between totally committed and the word eventually.
Yeah, it was just it was ridiculously stupid
Okay,
on my part.
Fine.
to
I'm
bring it
glad
up.
you got that out of what I said.
Yeah, I
Move
did.
on.
But
So,
over the years, I have been the victim of these price movements. If you remember, I once bought a Mercedes AMG electric car that cost like more than I'm prepared to say live on air, and sold it for like
less than you're prepared to say live on air.
30% of the original buy price. I sold it for. I was just looking now on Carvana. If you go and check out a 2023 Mercedes-Benz EQS that's an AMG model, they're selling for about $65,000. They cost $250,000 when you buy them. So buying a new EV, unless it's a Tesla, you're going to lose a lot of value when you sell it. Buying a second-hand TV one, you're actually doing really well on those. Those non-Tesla models. I think Tesla's its own ecosystem, and possibly with the Rivian and Lucid, maybe those two as well, but it's really Tesla. where you don't lose a lot of money over the first 3 years. And when you buy them secondhand, they're still expensive, and they run for hundreds of thousands of miles without much service. You do have to. I've come full circle. You know, I was anti-Tesla. I didn't want to buy a Tesla. I bought a Ford Mustang, a Kia, a Hyundai, the Mercedes. My son bought a Subaru electric car. Eventually, I bought a Model 3. I thought, why haven't I been buying Tesla all along? I mean, it's just so much better than the other ones as an electric car.
Well, it's the only one that actually does, some sort of modified autonomy.
Yes. But
Yes.
it's also a great car. I mean, it's just a good car as well.
Well, that
So,
helps. Okay.
yeah,
So, what about eventually I'm sold? Do you disagree with?
I don't
Nothing.
disagree.
No, I
Exactly.
didn't disagree.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's 2 out of 6. I think I've got Tina on the ropes about this.
You do have to put a charger in your home because you don't want to be going to those chargers all the time.
Yeah.
I've got solar and I've got 2 chargers because we have
Yeah, but they're like $175, aren't they?
By the time you've installed the charger, I think you've spent $1,000
Yeah.
Okay.
because you pay someone to come and install it.
So you save that in maybe what, 3 months?
Yeah. Oh, quickly. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So what does this suggest about I mean, I hesitate to leap into another random article that I think applies to the same issue.
Keith's got 6 minutes.
What?
Keith's got 6 minutes.
Okay,
Yeah.
but Keith is going to be dropping off to go somewhere, and if we're still talking about stuff, we'll keep going.
Yes.
Okay, so what about this article, which I haven't read, but that Tina found about GLP-1?
Okay, you're moving on to why?
That's right.
I still want to.
I'm not moving off. I'm including. I'm adding another issue to the pile. Okay.
What did the article say?
Well, I didn't
He
want
didn't read
I
it.
didn't read it, but Tina pointed it out, and I read the blurb about what it said, and it said basically that stores like, and this was when my uh, spidey sense got interested. Uh, Costco are making a lot of money on this transition to GLP-1 being being active, and in some cases is actually supported by Medicare, which seems to be a pretty big deal.
My sister just started that.
the
It went
point-
from $1,400 to $50 a month.
Yeah. The point is that there are a lot of people on these GLP-1s now, and that is driving the pharmacies can use that as basically foot traffic, right? So, you're coming into the pharmacy at Costco or at Walmart or wherever, and you're going to not just get your prescriptions, you're going to peruse the store and you're going to grab a few other things. So they're looking at it as a way to they're enticing all the, many people who are on this now to come in, and they're all kind of fighting for who's going to get whom into the stores. It's kind of interesting in that, you don't usually have a particular product that's driving people into your stores that's not, what you're known for. I mean, it's like, the pharmacies are kind of a commodity, whatever. So, but the stores are looking at it for traffic, and it's kind of interesting.
It's interesting because when I started taking one, I was on 3 different drugs from my doctor, one for cholesterol, one for pre-diabetic, and one for blood thinning. And I'm now only on a GLP-1. The other drugs I don't need anymore because my health has improved so much and there's other measures that my total spend on drugs has gone down. And my insurance covers me because I was pre-diabetic, so I only pay $25 a month for Ozempic.
Mm.
And it controls my blood sugar, but you get all these other spin-offs, like I've lost weight, my cholesterol's gone down, my blood pressure is normal now. It was a bit high before. So it's kind of, honestly, for me at least, it's a bit like a miracle drug that gets you off all the other drugs.
Yeah. But I don't know. I see a lot of people getting their GLP medications from not from the big pharmacies, but from the mail order pharmacies. And they have it delivered to their door.
That's because they can't get it on prescription because they're not pre-diabetic. And they're probably not obese. If you're obese or you're pre-diabetic, you can get a prescription.
Well, the obesity in this country is rampant, so that's less and less of a problem. This most recent, uh, uh, I don't know whether Trump had something to do with it or not. I think he did, probably, much like he did with uh, the
Insulin.
COVID vaccine.
And the insulin, he dropped those prices on it.
Yeah, but I mean, he's got his fingers in this, and I don't think it's going to save him from a relatively large loss in the midterms, but it's definitely something that good on him. But I think the connective tissue here between these different items is the basic development of a new advertising channel for products and for the users that sign up for stores like Costco and the economy moving to something which is very reactive to the stock market, very intensely tied. If some people are concerned about the relative collapse of the political parties in the United States, it's tied to that. People in the so-called Costco economy, and I use that just as a framing device, not as a reality yet. Um, these are big swings that are changing uh, what's going on. Today, there were watching the Sunday shows, which is why uh, at least I like to do the show after the three major network uh, political shows. There was a huge change on the part of NBC. They're now called NBC Now, I think.
No, MS Now.
Yeah. Uh, on Meet the Press. Meet the Press, all new format, all new sort of an energy. And these people on the roundtable were literally grappling with what's going to happen in the Michigan primary in 2 days in a way that everybody seems to be in the media uh, at a professional level. They're starting to say, okay, well, enough of ambulance chasing or whatever else that they've been doing. We've got to get serious about this now. And is this guy going to win or not? Is Abdul going to win? And the consensus was just over the line of, yeah, he's going to win. That's a change from last week. So there's something going on in this rerouting of marketing, advertising, promotion, user groups that the networks are starting to think may be meaningful. Any thoughts?
I was thinking, in my audio one, I was thinking about this the other day, and it struck me that it's a lot of it has to do, it seems to me, with the media buying and planning. Regardless of who's doing it, it's who has their finger on the best way to get the reach and frequency you need for the message, whatever the message is. And less until you get near the end of the cycle, less and less it's about television, more and more it's about social media and about influencers and about newsletters and about podcasts and about things that you wouldn't have thought about 5 years ago. You might have thought about it. I mean, look, Obama had a whole team doing that so that's a pretty long time ago. But it wasn't something that was interfering with the long tail of television advertising that kept local stations alive every 4 years. It absolutely did. But I think that now the media companies are making a huge effort to add all of those things to their big wheel so that every spoke is covered. So if you go to NBC to buy now, you get all of that. They can explain it to you and they'll break it down for you. I'm telling you, as a big deal, it's really good for all the partners because the amount of money that you're going to spend for the digital advertising is nowhere near what it costs to buy television. Not yet. That hasn't changed yet. That's why a lot of these people will do the digital buy, because it's much cheaper. Crickets. Was my mic off the whole time there?
No,
No, it was on. We were listening.
We're taking it in. We're taking it in.
Guys, I have to drop because I am
Yeah,
going
me
to
too.
the Lucy Stone Theatre in Palo Alto with my wife.
Well, have a great time.
Yeah, enjoy.
Yes, and I
What are
have
you
to-
seeing? What are you seeing? What are you watching? What are you doing?
It's a play about a working class group of workers who have problems with capitalism.
Well,
Okay,
Sounds
well,
pretty
just
relevant.
stay away from all the cameras then.
You know, Palo Alto is one of the richest zip codes in the world, but it still understands the class struggle.
Sure it does.
Yeah, yeah. Are you going to be sipping champagne while you watch it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll be.
have fun and give your lovely
Yeah.
wife
Yes.
Renee a big hug from us.
All right.
Bye.
Well,
Yeah.
thanks to everybody who showed up, and especially those who didn't. We'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Chow mein.
Bye-bye.